I'm Christy. Today I want to talk about opening an ABLE account for your loved one. After taking an extra week to complete my research, I finally opened an ABLE account for AJ. I've known for a bit now that I needed to open an ABLE account for him. We're bumping up against the $2,000 max for SSI, and they've claimed that we've exceeded it for at least 1 month. So something needs to be done ASAP. And this is a simple solution. That said, I still wanted to do my due diligence and research things well. I finally finished my research this week and took the plunge. In the end, I debated between 2 different options, my state and a specific company in another state. Once I had narrowed it down that far and was confident in those options, I had my husband look at them and help me make the final decision. He liked the investment options in our state plan better, so I went with that one. We then discussed how much to open the account with and how to know if or when to transfer more funds over in the future. Phew, one major decision completed. Then I finally sat down to actually open the account. Honestly, that was the easiest part of this whole process. Well, except for the fact that I stopped partway through and had the website time out on me, so I had to start all over again. Annoying, but not a huge deal. Fortunately, I remembered or knew most of the information off the top of my head, and my computer offered me most of the answers, so it was more clicking than actual typing. To open the account, I simply went to the website and clicked on the Start Saving, Open an Account, whatever the button said. That took me to the application where I simply started inputting the requested information. The first section was information specifically about AJ, the account holder. Name of the account holder, AJ, or the person who is disabled who will be using the funds. Address, social security number, you get the idea. Email and phone number to be used for all account contacts. I put mine in there. Type of disability from 5 or 6 different categories. Honestly, AJ actually qualified in like 3 of the categories, so I picked the one that I thought was the most significant or the best fit for him. How he qualified, I picked the SSI option out of 3 or 4 options. His state ID information, and whether he was a U.S. citizen or a registered alien. Then I had a page to complete on myself as the authorized individual allowed to open the account for him. My name, address, that kind of stuff. I was able to autofill this by clicking that it was the same as AJ's, which was nice. My social security number and citizenship, my driver's license information, and that I qualified under one of 5 or 6 different categories. Now, I should note here that these categories are ranked, and the highest ranking person willing to take account responsibility is the one that's required to open the account. I qualified under both the 1st and 4th categories, with no one fitting in the 2nd or 3rd categories, but I decided it was probably better to pick that first one. The next section was about the type of investments we wanted to make. They simply had 5 or 6 general categories, and I could choose what percentage of the money I wanted to go into each category. We decided to invest in just one category. Then it was on to how we were going to fund the account. I put in the amount of our initial deposit and our banking information. Done. Pretty straightforward. The final section was simply checking which format, email or mail, I wanted to receive several different kinds of notifications. I chose email for all of them. Choosing email for one of them also dropped part of our quarterly service charge, so that fee is now less. I'm always up for saving money where I can. And just like that, the application was complete. We've also decided that we want to set up a recurring payment or deposit into this account. Since it didn't look like I could do both a recurring deposit and a one-time deposit to open the account, I elected to go with the one-time amount. I'll go back into the account soon and set up the recurring deposit. As I suspected, opening the account wasn't a big deal. It's really no different than opening any other bank or investment account. There are a few disability-related questions that wouldn't come up in a normal account, but I know about them going in, and I already knew the answers. We did have a couple decisions to make. How badly did we want a debit card? We decided we wanted the investments more than the quick access of a debit card, since we couldn't have both. And what did we want to invest in? Since I know very little about this area, I left that decision to my husband. He then explained why he chose to put all of our money in a single account, or a single category. I now understand and agree with his choices. It's also nice to know that we can change where the money is invested up to twice a year. I believe we can choose where any future deposit is invested as it's deposited without charging or changing where the current balance is invested. For now, it's reassuring to know that changes are possible. Overall, I'm content with where things stand. AJ is no longer in jeopardy of losing or having to repay his SSI. That's a major relief. I'm not necessarily 100% convinced that this is the final answer for us, but it's a good answer that was easily and quickly accessible. It's a solid decision that buys us time to figure out if there's a better answer out there somewhere. In the meantime, lots of stress is off my mind or shoulders. I have a plan in place to move forward with and time to figure out if we need a different solution. Now to stop, breathe a sigh of relief, and enjoy a contented moment. My question for you this week is this: have you opened an Able account for your loved one? I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment over on the blog. That's at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in August of 2022. If you prefer, you can always email me at Christy, CHRISTY, at havenofhopeforme.com. I'm relieved to have this item completed and checked off my to-do list so that I can continue to say that life is good and there is never a dull moment.